my name is Nicholas Yates, and I'm a resident in Downtown Hall. I live on the 5th floor, and I'm on RSM. I'm in the nursing program. I'm studying to get my nursing degree here at Hocking. I'm hoping to get my registered nurse's license by the end of 2016. My topic is 3 major diseases and infections that people who live in dorm rooms need to be aware of while living in the dorm rooms. So I have a question to start off. How many people do you think die each year by contracting the influenza virus? Anybody want to give a guess? 7,000? Anybody else?
6.
6,000?
Another 6.
6 people?
Yeah.
Okay. 0. Well, actually the number is approximately 11,300 deaths each year due to influenza virus. So I think that's a little high because due to all the health classes that we have and access to internet and hospitalizations are becoming more and more challenging, and I think that we can work on that a little bit more through steps of remediation and things like that. I've done some research through databases and credible sites on the internet, as well as prior knowledge from classes that I have. So I came up with some information for you guys to understand these 3 diseases. They include mononucleosis, meningitis, and the influenza virus. These are all infections or diseases that everyone needs to be aware of while living in dorm rooms. The influenza virus is a virus that attacks the respiratory tract of the body, and it's contracted through droplets which are in the air and on surfaces that you touch and feel, like anything from a desk to a chair to windows to doorknobs, pretty much anything that you come in contact with. You're actually contagious a day before you even see your symptoms. So even though you don't feel sick, you're still contagious and you can still spread diseases from person to person and place to place, even if you're not technically feeling sick. The disease is constantly evolving, so even if your immune system is building up antibodies and things to help fight off the disease, if it changes, you're still going to get sick from it because your body's working to build one and then it's depleting its resources to make a new antibody, so then you're just going to keep fighting the cycle. So you need to make sure that you're staying healthy, and so your body has a good time keeping up, so it's not working harder than it needs to. According to Mayo Clinic, some of the risk factors are age, occupation, your living conditions, your immune system strength, chronic illness, and pregnancy. The older you are and the younger you are affects, because your immune system is working to, when you're younger, it's working to build your immune system up, and when it's older, it just depletes. So when you're in a dorm room and you're contracting these diseases, and then if you go home on the weekends and you're taking these diseases and infections home, it's even harder for your siblings and your grandparents to fight off the diseases, so you're spreading it either way. So you need to make sure that when you are sick, that maybe you're avoiding these people when you go home or when you go into contact with them, so that way you're not spreading the disease throughout your family and your neighbors and friends. When you're in an occupation like healthcare and when you're working in daycare and retail, it's important to make sure that you're washing your hands and trying to keep people from coughing on you and you coughing on other people when you come in contact with the influenza virus, because you're working with a lot of people at a fast pace, so you want to make sure that you're not spreading the disease or infection quickly. Your living conditions are also important to keep clean, because your living conditions can basically be a petri dish for the influenza virus if you just leave your stuff sitting around and you don't clean it with antibacterial and antiviral wipes and cleaners and such. Your immune system strength also is important for you to keep up, because when you have the influenza virus, your immune system is what fights it off. So if your immune system's low, then you have a hard time doing what you need to do in order to keep your body healthy. Also, chronic illnesses like cancer, taking drugs, and the AIDS virus, also HIV, make it easier for opportunistic diseases to occur. So you need to make sure that when you have a chronic illness, that you're taking multivitamins, you're taking whatever your doctor prescribes for you, because that's helping your immune system get better. And then pregnancy, if you know somebody that's pregnant and they're in the dorm rooms, you need to make sure you're avoiding them if you are having influenza symptoms, due to you don't want to get the mother or the baby sick. The next next topic is mononucleosis, which is also known as mono, or the kissing disease. The National Library of Medicine states that mono is a viral infection that can cause a fever, sore throat, as well as swollen lymph nodes, which are located in your neck, right below your jaw. It is spread by saliva and contact from droplets in your throat, as well as skin-to-skin contact. Rarely, but it can occur. This slowly can make a person sick over time. Usually people don't know that they have mono right away. They think that they have the flu, or they think they have pink eye or something like that, but here their immune system is actually affected, so they don't really know right away until they go to the doctor. A headache, sore throat, and fatigue are also symptoms that occur with mono. When you have a headache or a sore throat and fatigue, you really don't want to do a whole lot, you feel tired all the time, you just really don't want to do anything, so you just really have to lay around and try to get better. Antiviral drugs are available, but they rarely work due to the fact that you can't really cure a virus, it just has to run its cycle. You need to drink lots of fluids if you have mono, due to the fact of dehydration and you're always sitting around. If you have a sore throat, it's good to gargle salt water so you can get rid of the bacteria and anything growing in the back of your throat. And it's also good to get lots of rest because you're going to always be tired if you have mono. Ibuprofen is good if you need to reduce inflammation or any pain that you get. And you should avoid people who have mono at all times. That way you're not spreading it because mono can be very contagious. The last topic that I have here is meningitis. And according to the CDC, there are very many types of meningitis. Meningitis is a disease that affects meninges located in your spinal cord. It can be bacterial, viral, fungal, parasitic, and non-infectious. Bacterial meningitis is very serious, and if you think you have bacterial meningitis, if your back's hurting or anything like that, you definitely need to get medical attention right away. Viral meningitis is less serious than bacterial meningitis, but it usually gets better on its own, but you still should go to the doctor and make sure that you are doing everything you can to get rid of it. Fungal meningitis comes through spores, and people who have diabetes, cancer, AIDS, things like this, are at a higher risk for getting fungal meningitis due to their immune system is lacking a lot of immune resources like antibodies and lymphocytes and stuff like that. Parasitic meningitis is less common in developed countries like America. So if you're planning on traveling anywhere around the globe that's maybe like underdeveloped, like Africa, you should definitely make sure that you are aware that you can get parasitic meningitis and maybe talk to your doctor or physician before you go. Another one is, the last one I have today is non-infectious meningitis, which is not by person-to-person contact, but by having a disease or an injury, or even taking drugs. It accesses the body through entryways. So you're not getting it from another person, but you're getting it through contact of an open wound or something like that. The transmission, according to the CDC, is bacteria. It's usually bacterial, and it's spread through respirations and throat secretions like saliva. So usually it's through getting it through your mouth or your nose. Close contact can spread the virus very fast and profusely, and you should definitely avoid getting meningitis. So you need to make sure that you're always aware of, if someone has this, they definitely should be avoiding people at all costs. You should clean your surroundings, bathe often, as always, get checkups with your doctor regularly, and it's also good to take multivitamins. Diseases are something that everybody needs to try to avoid at any cost in order to live healthy lives. Mononucleosis, meningitis, and the influenza virus are all infections and or diseases that everybody needs to be aware of while living indoors. Remember, mononucleosis, meningitis, and influenza, just make sure that you are aware of them. These diseases can be life-threatening, and no one wants to lose someone who is close to them. So be aware of health hazards and safety that can occur in dorm rooms, and make sure they're taking care of yourselves. Go to your your doctor appointments, anything that you think you can help yourself with. And that's about it. Thanks for coming, and I enjoyed you guys' company.